Hey guys, Ran here, and today I'm going to bring you a video in the Conqueror, Tier 9 British Heavy. Now to get into this game, there's going to be two replays today, and the first is going to be on South Coast Raid, and I'm going to be platooned with Darth. Now, bit of backstory for this game. As we are top tier, by the way, that's important to note, and no artillery, also important to note for this game. About 9 or 10 months ago, I sold the Conqueror, because I was grinding for the last Tier 10 British Heavy I needed, the Super Conqueror, and when I got the XP, I sold the Tier 9 so I could buy the Tier 10. And usually I sell tanks because I grind Tier 10, then I sell all the tanks and I start a brand new line to grind. It keeps me focused on one line, and then when I get all the Tier 10s I want, I can go back and buy everything I want. And then, a couple weeks ago, I was playing with Darth, and we were playing lots of Tier 9 games. And the only two Tier 9 tanks I had in the garage was the Kampfpanzer 50T, the premium tank, and the T-54 which I was trying to 3-mark. But because I started the hard case contract, for the hard case contract, you have to play heavy tanks or tank destroyers, so I thought, since I'm playing so many games at Tier 9, it'll be worth me buying back a Tier 9 heavy tank to play. And I was trying to decide which one I wanted to buy back. Did I want to get M103? Did I want to get T-10, which I love? And I thought, when I sold the Conqueror 9 months ago, I was at 93.5% mark of excellence. So I thought, I'll buy the Conqueror back, and that way not only will I be working towards the hard case, but I can try and 3-mark it. Now, remember that. It was 10 months gap, and I left it on 93.5%, so as I'm playing this game, this is the first game I ever played in this since I bought it back. I have no idea what the gun marks are going to be like after this game, because they could have gone down massively, they could have gone up, no idea. So what I've done is I've come down to the center position because there's no artillery to shoot at me. I was hoping to spot anyone at the TD hill, and also I can go hull down. So multiple reasons why I came down here in the Conqueror. And that's what we want to do in Conqueror. Get hull down and just use the amazing gun and decent turret armor. T-54 just can't pen me. And I look to my right and see I've got teammates, and I'm going to move forward and get hull down again. Now we are making a concerted push towards their spawn. And now that I'm not hull down anymore, I'm actually going to try and side scrape. But the IS-3 keeps backing up, and no, side scrape's no longer really an option because he keeps running away from our team. So instead, hull down again, lower plate shot, straight through. And all I'm going to say is, there are some tanks I like more than others. I don't know why I ever sold the Conqueror. I fucking love this tank so much. Now I love the T-10 too because it's fast, but this thing's gun, and the 10 degrees of gun depression, and the turret armor, it's just all adds up to make a really nice vehicle. Looking at the map, deciding where to move, I've decided I'm going to start driving towards the center. And see, I'm looking around, seeing what TDs they've got, something to be very wary of in your heavy tank, so the TDs are your main threat when there's no artillery. And now I see this light tank, and I'm worried that, looking at the map, I'm kind of on my lonesome. So if he came for me, I might be in trouble. But you see, the light tank's driving towards the rest of our team up, near their base. So I've wasted time now, because I was driving towards the center, and now I've decided to turn back around and join Darth and the rest of our team in pushing up. So, in a way, it would have been bad the light tank circled me, but at the same time I was kind of hoping he would. Because I was on full health, and obviously because I'm going after the gun marks, I want damage. Very unlikely if that hit it that I was going to pen at that angle, but I thought I'd try it anyway. And then I load APCR to go through the cupola. The cupola on a Conqueror is very well angled. As luck would have it, as I load the APCR, I end up having to shoot at a lower tier TD. He keeps giving me the shots. And now at this point, I'm thinking, I want to load back to AP, but at the same time, if I load back to AP and then the Conqueror shows up hull down, I'll be in trouble. Snap a shell into the Pershing. Now the Conqueror's shown up, and again, he backs up. Light tank coming up behind me and Darth here. Gonna try and get the shot in. I do miss, unfortunately, and now I load back to AP. Now, something strange about the Conqueror is, even though the Super Conqueror is the same shape, but it's got just a better gun and better armor, I just don't like it as much. I feel like I like the Conqueror more, and I feel like I do better in it. Now, I know that's a common thing, where most tier 9s seem to feel better than most tier 10s. It's quite strange, but with the Conqueror, I find that even more so. Now, if you look at the results so far, 2,500 damage almost, 200 assistance, I've not had a really good game yet, especially for gun marks. So as I come around this corner, it's going to be good to know that there are some very healthy tanks here. I fuck up the first shot, that was terrible by me. And the STG is going to slap me for 390. Finish him off, and I'm going to come around the corner. And I'm going to shoot at the guy with more hit points and let Darth go for the one on lower hit points. And now you're going to see he doesn't have enough hit points, I'm leaving him. Also, because I want to get back to base, because there is a T95. Now, you could say cap at this moment. Again, when you're going for gun marks, capping just isn't an option. Plus, I feel confident we're not going to lose this anyway. So now we have the very fun part of being a heavy tank, which is relocating across the map. Now, situations like these, where I like the T-10 more, because I'm very stuck between what I like more, if I like the T-10 or the Conqueror. One of them two is definitely my favourite tier 9 heavy tank. I said, they've got their advantages and disadvantages, but I find in this game that speed is quite important for carrying. But then I've got a bit biased towards the Conqueror because it's a British tank and I'm British myself, so there's no going to be made from both tanks. They're both amazing, and I highly recommend both the T-10 and the Conqueror to everyone. Now, I've got APCR loaded again because it's a T95. It'll probably be the first APCR shell this game I fire that'll actually be necessary to fire. Whereas before I was just wasting them on a tier 7 fucking TD and a light tank. Now, I've got hit points. This is helpful because what it means is I can let him shoot me. So I'm doing lower plate. He puts a shot on me, it's still good, I've got 900 hit points. What that means is I can still survive a shot by him. So I'm going to sit in the open and just go for the lower plate still. All I need to do is hope he doesn't ammo rack me in one shot, but I've got a repair kit. So as you see, he ammo racks me, I repair it, because the Conqueror and the Super Conqueror and the Chieftain all get ammo racked all the time, so bear that in mind. Now, I'm going to let Darth come over and get the kill on T95. I'm aiming at him just in case he goes to shoot me, because I'm a one-shot. T95's fired, I'm going to let Darth get the kill. Again. And then I'm going to go for the 257 who's got more hit points. Fire a APCR round, and then switch to AP. Because I don't need a PCR for a 257. Now I just want one more damage instead of the kill, because again, I'd rather damage over kills. Get it, and then I'm going to let Darth pick up the kill. And that works twofold, one for my mark second, and two for Brothers in Arms medal. As you're going to see this guy. So, I made a few mistakes this game with terrible shooting and a bit awkward positioning at some point. But this is my first game in the Conqueror since I bought it back in like 10 months, maybe over a year. And I do in fact pick up my third mark of excellence. 5100 damage for the high caliber, 1300 block, 4 kills, and you see I go up to 95.93. So that game put my marks up by over almost 2.5%. So, whereas I was worried that the gun marks will have gone down, turns out they actually went up, and the Conqueror got easier to mark recently, so not complaining with that. Enemy T95 also had a really good game, and Darth did very good as well in his 50 TP. Now, the next replay I'm going to show is again the very next game after the one I just showed. So these are back-to-back games, and both of these games were straight after the machine game I uploaded yesterday, so I had a nice little streak on this particular evening. Again, top tier, which is beautiful. They do have an artillery this time, and it is British, but we're on Al Haluf. Now, for any of you who watch my videos, I'm in a tank with 10 degrees gun depression, good turret armor, and it's really good hull down, and I'm on Al Haluf. Can any of you, before you see where I go, can any of you guess where I'm going to take my tank? Because you'll see me go to this location pretty much every time I ever play Al Haluf. But it's so good. Especially when you're in a hold-down vehicle. Now, they also have a couple hold-down vehicles. They've got a Conqueror 50T platoon, which is quite worrisome. Very good tank, that. And now all I need to do is get to position without getting spotted. Because if I get spotted by a light tank or something, there's a chance an artillery still can come in. Conqueror does not take arty shells too well, because like most British heavy tanks, the side armor is quite thin compared to other comparable heavy tanks. I hit the T-49 on the move, but only track him, because of course I would. And again, you see, I don't stop, because I don't want to stay in the open. And now you'll see, on the map, the enemies are here, I'm in position, and now I can just let the farming commence. Gonna use the little rock to my left to help, in terms of wedging my tank up. Now one thing to notice is, looking at the map, is I am fairly alone here. So I've got to be slightly careful in case the enemies go to make a push. My gun gets damaged by the dragon, which is very annoying, so I repair it. And now the camp just up here. Now this has got me scared because he's in a platoon with someone. So there's a higher chance that him and his platoon mate might jump over to attack me. You see I'm backing up a little bit, just don't want to let them have my sides too easy. But if you look on the mini-map, you will see Darth is on his way over. And by knowing that I've got Darth on the way over here, I pushed up again. See, I am still keeping an eye on his platoon mate though. Jumping up, can't quite get the gun to press, so I'll wedge my tank up. I missed a shot, I start backing up a bit too early there, so again, another mistake by me. It was past midnight at the time I'm playing these games, by the way, so bear with me. Yeah, I was quite tired. Which is what makes the fact that I had multiple decent games in a row even more surprising. You see, again, wedging the tank up. I fucked up a bit too much. I see Stockade is a nice easy pan straight through the upper plate. Amen. Dragon gave me an easier shot, so I'm just going to go for him. And just see this position, you can just farm people to your heart's content. Now again, if I was in a Super Conqueror here, I'd have much better DPM to be a lot more fun, but the gun in the Conqueror is very good if you can just deal with the slightly, like, quite low DPM, or what feels like quite low DPM. But very reliable gun. Like, the actual effective DPM pretty good in this, because unless you fuck up like I've been doing with, like, the moving right before I fire, you do tend to hit a lot of your shots. Very reliable gun. On the move, hit the Japanese medium. And now, a bit of predicament here, we've got the Conqueror to the left, and then tanks around the right. I want to go for all the tanks around the right, but the Conqueror's kind of in my way. Also, his cupola is at the other side of his turret, as Darth has just been artied himself. I find a lower plate shot, and now the enemies are coming. So I'm going to push this huntsman in front of me to just cover. Again, the ML1 stops, and by stopping, completely throws me off. Tortoise is on the way over. I don't mind that. You're going to see Tortoise has many weak points. I'm going to use one of my favourite ones, which is with a standard round. The flat part where that little gun model is, on the opposite side where the machine gun turret is. Just shoot through that with standard rounds in most tier 9s. I unfortunately hit the dead tank there. Again, bad shot by me, rushing it. I have no idea what I was trying to say there. I may have been trying to, say attack or something. I'm not too sure. Tiger 2. One shot in. Now I'm forced to fire 8 PCR rounds, and I am out of standard. Artillery tracks me, which means I'm not going to get round here to get the next shot in, which is a bit sad. I could have had that kill had they already not tracked me. Teammates finished off the ML1, and instead I'm just going to go for Tiger. .257 finishes off the Tiger P as well. And I'm going to have a quick look around this corner and see if I have shots at the artillery. I think I did, but T-10 picks him up right before I get there. So a bit sad, but 2 games back to back, my first 2 games in the Conqueror since buying it back. And I loved both of them, and I remembered why I loved this tank so much. And I couldn't believe I ever sold it in the first place. So now, the Conqueror is staying in my garage. Not getting sold, it's going to stay there, and I'm just going to probably play it a lot more. I might even try to go for 100% Mark of Excellence. So you can see hard case contract, had to play heavies and T-days, I believe. You might have been able to use light tanks as well, but I don't like light tanks. 5600 damage for the high caliber, first class with 3 kills, a steel water 2500 blocked. And again, just a super awesome tank on a super awesome map. And just loving life. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you all in the next one.